Now we're going to have a look at the very beautiful movement Andante Tranquillo from Mendelssohn's Sonata in A major. Mendelssohn himself talked a little bit about how to register for his pieces. In the preface to his 6 sonatas, it's very interesting to read some of his remarks. He acknowledges that every organ is different, and it's necessary to familiarize oneself with the organ and to choose sounds that sound best on that instrument. So whatever we choose here is likely to be different if we choose those same stops on a different organ. Mendelssohn writes how he's only given some very general indications on how to register his pieces. He talks about the fortissimo section being full organ, the pianissimo sections to have a very soft 8-foot sound. For the forte sections, he talks about using the great without some of the more powerful stops. And then for piano, he says that some soft 8-foot stops combined produce the best effect. That's the case in this movement that we're talking about. Mendelssohn writes piano e dolce, piano softly and sweetly. On this organ, happily we have several 8-foot stops, even considering that it's quite a small instrument. We've got 3 8-foot stops. We've got a diapason, a principal stop, we've got a flute 8-foot, and we've got a solitional 8-foot, which is like a string. On the great, we've got something similar. We've got an open diapason, principal stop, a stop diapason like a flute, and a dulciana, also a little bit like a very soft string stop. Let's begin by looking what we can do on the swell. We want a combination of 8-foot stops, so let's choose the soft ones. The 8-foot flute and the solitional, the string. Yeah. Quite a pleasant sound. I think we could work with that. Let's look at other possibilities, however. On the great, we could take the 8-foot stopped diapason combined with the dulciana. Also a pleasant sound. So let's maybe try the swell one. On a different day we might decide we wanted to use the stops on the great. Both will work quite well. We of course need a pedal registration. We'll take our 16-foot. Happily, as we only have to use one manual for this piece, we can use the other manual as our pedal manual. We can couple that one to the pedals, and that way it doesn't interfere with what we have to play in the hands. So if we're taking the solitional and gedakt on the swell, we could take the stop diapason 8-foot from the great into the pedal registration. Let's add the great to pedals. Some people like at this point to change the registration. It's not entirely necessary. I think when you've chosen a registration that's very beautiful, one can linger with that. It doesn't disturb the listener as a registration change might. However, if one's not entirely happy with the registration, at this point one could maybe change manuals. We could go on to the great. That might indeed be the place to return to the original registration, as it's mirroring what we heard at the beginning of the piece.